Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. Here's what we have in the bulletin. JCF rank and file members up in arms over unpaid overtime. Sarah Chairman defends $31 million neurosurgical drill purchase. And later in sports, Olympic medalists named to Jamaica's 31-member squad for next month's World Athletics release. Thank you for joining us. I'm Shamela Pulla and here are the details. Rank and file members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force are again up in arms due to the non-payment of overtime. They have complained that while payments have been made, it's not the full amount owed. Chairman of the Police Federation, Sergeant Arlene McBean, says since being made aware of the discrepancies, the Federation has been making representation.
To the workforce management team for them to try and fix and bring clarity to the persons who are so affected at the respective divisions. I am hoping that this will be resolved in short order.
She has again urged members to recheck their submissions.
The divisional scheduler needs to communicate with the managers at WMS base because they need to see the timesheets and the actual hours work. And if it is that you were not paid for previous months, ask your scheduler to do a resubmission, right? Because you have worked the hours already and you must be paid.
The opposition People's National Party has condemned an incident involving Jamaica Constabulary Force officers and a 15-year-old boy. This after a viral video showing the teen being assaulted sparked national outrage. In a statement, the PNP says the incident is an abuse of authority. It also stressed that no law-abiding society should accept such conduct.
The violent assault of a 15-year-old child by members of the Glengoff Police is not just an isolated incident. It is a stark reminder of the urgent need for systemic change in how we protect our most vulnerable. The video of this child's suffering has shaken our nation, and it is unacceptable. I joined the call for Indicom to conduct an immediate, transparent investigation. Every officer involved must be held accountable. But accountability alone is not enough. The Jamaica Constabulary Force must act now to reform its culture.
And the opposition reiterated its stance with the family and the victim. 2 men are nursing minor injuries following a major crash along the Priory Main Road in St. Anne's Bay. TVJ News understands that about 2:30 this morning, the driver of a 22-vehicle trailer was traveling from Kingston towards Montego Bay. It's understood that upon reaching section of the roadway, the trailer hit an open trench, damaging 3 GPS light poles. A building housing several businesses was also damaged.
About 2:30, I was asleep when I hear a commotion downstairs. So frightened, I didn't know what was happening, and looked through the window, I realized that there was no fence, there was no gazebo. Everything was like gone.
Traffic came to a standstill following the incident. Business operator Dudley McFarlane is pointing fingers at the National Water Commission for its failure to close up an open trench that was dug months ago.
I have been complaining for a little while now about how much these drain, as you can see, they cut the drain and the holes are breaking out, and this is causing a lot of damage to the cars and the vehicles that is traversing on this busy highway.
The place where the people dig out these pipe and lay these pipe and dig up the highway, it causing havoc in the community because when the emergency vehicle passing, you don't have nowhere to turn off of the road go because it's a precipice over there. Is there one of the truck leak this morning and then get out of control and tear down the whole of the people in place up there. So we are asking the authority if we could come and fix the place they want to dig up down here. The highway we want to dig up, it needs to correct.
Chairman of the Southeast Regional Health Authority, Wentworth Charles, has strongly defended the $31 million purchase of a state-of-the-art neurosurgical drill. This following criticism from opposition spokesperson on health, Dr. Alfred Dawes, who called the acquisition reckless and demanded Mr. Charles's resignation. On Wednesday, opposition spokesperson on health, Dr. Alfred Dawes, raised concerns about a $31 million purchase of a neurosurgical drill by the Southeast Regional Health Authority, SARA. Dr. Dawes argued that the cost is double what it should be, calling the purchase careless and unnecessary.
While our hospitals crumble, this reckless spending exposes a broken system. I met with SARA's leadership, and their answers were alarming. Doctors were forced to choose between a $30 million drill or a $50 million drill, neither a fair price. The procurement process failed them. No competitive bids, no transparency, no proof this was in Jamaica's best option. This is not just waste. It is either gross incompetence or highly technical corruption.
It's why he argues that the chairman of SARA, Wentworth Charles, should resign.
Meanwhile, SARA's chairman silences critics instead of fixing the crisis. Operating theaters are shuttered, ICU beds vanish, surgeries proceed at KPH despite mold risks. This is a betrayal of patients and staff. The chairman's culture of cover-ups must end. I call for Wentworth Charles' immediate resignation. Jamaica deserves leaders who prioritize health, not squander funds while our system collapses. Is this how they choose Jamaica? We will keep fighting for transparency.
In response, Mr. Charles explained that concerns about the drill were addressed in a meeting with Dr. Dawes on Wednesday. He said Dr. Dawes was shown all the relevant documents relating to the approval of the purchase and the confirmation from the Public Procurement Commission. Mr. Charles further explained that the drill was sourced from a reputable supplier, met international safety standards, and that a competitive bidding process was followed. 3 suppliers submitted proposals ranging from $12 million to over $50 million, covering the equipment and a 2-year maintenance service contract. Mr. Charles also highlighted that the drill, which is the first of its kind in Jamaica and the Caribbean, is critical for brain and spinal surgeries for children. He says the new equipment will significantly improve the capabilities of the Bustamante Hospital for Children, allowing the medical team to provide urgent care without waiting for overseas missions. Still on health, the administrative block at the Cornwall Regional Hospital in St. James has officially been opened. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton made the announcement this morning on TVJ's Smile Jamaica.
It is going to give you a glimpse of what the new Cornwall will look like. It hopefully will restore some hope for those who felt hopeless in terms of, will there ever be a day when we see the new Cornwall or the main building, because Cornwall as a hospital has been functioning and seeing patients, but that main building which had to be stripped down because of air quality and other issues. So it's symbolic and it's tangible.
Sections of the Taipei facility were closed in 2018 due to air quality issues and have since undergone major renovations to improve conditions.
See floor by floor opening up into patient wards with the expected completion of a full resumption on the main building for first quarter of the new year. So it's not very long from now, considering how long we have waited. The team is in full throttle. Work is taking place on a daily basis while services are being provided. And it's really an exciting time for me personally, and I can only imagine for the team on the ground who have had to really make the sacrifice to exist and coexist in an active construction site setting.
Residents in Frankfield, Clarendon are demanding the replacement of 2 bridges in the area. This after recent rainfall left them marooned. More in this report.
It has been almost 8 years since the bridges in the communities of Southwood and Damid were washed away in a flood. This has resulted in residents and motorists having to journey through the Rio Minho in order to get in and out of their communities, a trek that has raised safety concerns. Just a few years ago, a woman and child were swept away while attempting to cross the river. The crisis is exacerbated when it rains, but even dry weather poses a threat.
Well, they already sun hot and river come down. And when the river take in, if they in, they have to stay in. If they out, they have to stay out. It will be very difficult to it. Very difficult. We even have a church over there when rain fall and the river get heavy, church can't keep because the pastor can't come to church. And most of the members them there on the other side. It's rough. Even you look at hustling when we do, I out on the main. And when the rain gets heavy, I can't go work.
Last week, Saturday, we did the road and the river come down and we have to wait till about after 11 before we cross it. And it still did heavy in the time. So the bridge is a help road.
We put the issue to the National Works Agency, who told our news center that the Southwood Bridge will be replaced under the Accelerated Rural Bridge Development Program. This is a $100 million initiative between the government and the UK Export Finance, in which 55 bridges across the island will be repaired. Works Minister Robert Morgan is expected to provide an update on the program in Parliament next week. As for the bridge in Damid, the NWA advised that it's currently not on the list of structures to be replaced under the program. Carrie Simpson, TVJ News.
Get trained or get replaced. That warning to job holders as the use of artificial intelligence, AI, continues to expand throughout the world of work. Our reporter Dwayne Anderson is in China, where experts discuss the advancements in AI and filed this report.
Sectors that once required tens of thousands of laborers now only need hundreds of people to get the same job done. It is the new reality of AI as it becomes more prominent in everyday life. And as one expert pointed out, it is not just the machines that are taking away people's jobs.
I don't think AI can replace us, but the people who don't know how to use AI will be replaced by people who know how to use AI. That's for sure.
Professor Ni is the founding president of the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology, where the use of AI platform DeepSeek is prominent. He has seen firsthand how the technology has changed how things are done. The message to workers, therefore, is to upskill, get trained in how to use AI tools. Employers are therefore encouraged to also facilitate their staff in learning basic AI use.
A month ago, I asked our Dean of Information Hub offer a number of short courses to administrative staff, to faculty and students, from basic understanding about AI to different potential, different agents. For example, how to make a good PPT, how what AI can help, how can make it more productive.
The benefits of artificial intelligence AI are many. Persons who make the best use of AI will see improvements in the quality of their lives as jobs become easier, meaning they could get more time for leisure, family, and rest.
For example, during this day after the meeting, probably had come up with something. The probably spend a couple hours, but with AI tool, probably they can, in 2 minutes, they can write summary, what I say. And then you can further edit on my summary, make a job easier.
Globally, there is a scramble for top talent in AI, which could mean bad news for Jamaica in its early days in AI development.
Most of the universities and even these high tech companies are recruiting people worldwide. And then, but in the same token, other companies also try to recruit our students.
Dwayne Anderson, TVJ News.
Thank you, Dwayne. It's time for a break. Stay with us. More stories when we return. Welcome back to the Midday News. It's now time for the Business Minute.
Cygnus Real Estate Finance is reporting core revenues of $152.25 million for the second quarter, which ended February 28, compared to negative $24.35 million for the similar quarter last year. Meanwhile, for the 6 months ending February 28, total investment income was $26.59 million compared to negative $55.31 for the corresponding period last year. Cygnus, in its unaudited results, says the movements were primarily due to increased lease and other income, a gain on disposal of financial instruments of $33.73 million, and a gain on acquisition of shares in joint venture of $162.20 million. The gain on acquisition of shares in joint venture resulted from Cygnus Real Estate Finance's strategic decision to increase its exposure to the One Belmont commercial tower. Further afield, Southwest Airlines has announced it will be cutting flights in the second half of the year. The company cited economic uncertainty as the reason. Southwest expects its revenue to be flat or fall off 4% in the second quarter compared to a year earlier. The scale back comes as the airline ends its open seating model and free-checked luggage. Earlier this month, United and Delta announced that they were reducing domestic flights in the second half of the year as well. For the Business Minute, I'm Shane Masters.
Time now for the top regional and international stories.
In the region, 3 CARICOM member states have been ranked among the leading countries in the world in relation to fighting financial crime. International advisory firm Secretariat ranks St. Vincent and the Grenadines at 14, Dominica 17, and Barbados 19 out of 177 countries. The 3 are in the Transparent Titan top tier of the CESI, reflecting their high level of transparency, the effectiveness of their anti-crime frameworks, and their overall exposure to economic crime. The second tier includes St. Lucia at 30, Grenada 34, the Bahamas 39, Trinidad and Tobago 55, Cuba 70, and Jamaica 73. And a group of 12 states is suing the Trump administration over President Donald Trump's tariffs. Trump claims he can impose them single-handedly due to the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. It gives the president authority to respond to unusual and extraordinary threats. The lawsuit argues his use of that law is an overreach. It notes the Constitution gives Congress the power to collect taxes and duties. The lawsuit comes as Trump says negotiations during his 90-day pause on so-called reciprocal tariffs might not last 90 days in some cases. And those are the top regional and international stories. I'm Carrie Ann Simpson.
It's time for a break. Stay with us. More stories when we return.